Mastering the art of selling to the wealthy. Strategies for success in today's economy. Selling to affluent individuals requires a nuanced understanding of their values, aspirations, and behaviors. Despite economic shifts, the wealthy remain a lucrative market, but their preferences are evolving. This article explores actionable strategies to engage high net worth clients. Even if you aren't wealthy yourself, leveraging insights from behavioral trends and current economic dynamics.
Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today we're going to be tackling something that might seem a little bit intimidating or a little bit out of reach for a lot of people.
Right.
We're going to be talking about selling to the wealthy.
Right.
And now you might be thinking, oh, I don't really deal with the wealthy, so what does this have to do with me? But I think that a lot of the strategies that we're going to uncover today, from mastering the art of selling to the wealthy, which is the article that we're looking at today,
Right.
can be applied no matter what you're selling. Whether you're selling, high-end cars or you're selling handcrafted pottery.
Yeah. It's about understanding the motivations and the desires behind the purchase decisions.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that really caught my eye was there was a statistic right at the beginning of the article that said that 70% of luxury consumers actually prefer personalized products. So that tells us right away that we're dealing with a market that really values individuality. They want to feel like they're getting something unique, something tailored to them.
It's a core aspect of the affluent mindset, that desire for the exclusive and the bespoke experience.
Okay.
If you just think about Rolex and their limited edition watches,
Right.
I mean, they've mastered that art of storytelling,
Right.
Emphasizing that craftsmanship and heritage to create that aura of scarcity. And so even if you're not dealing in, luxury watches, you can take that principle of scarcity and apply it to your own product or service.
Right. So it's not just about the product itself. It's about the story behind it and the feeling that you're getting something really, really special.
Right.
Okay.
It's about the feeling.
Yeah. And I would imagine that time is also a factor here, right? Like, as your wealth grows, you have more responsibilities, you have more opportunities.
Right.
So time becomes even more valuable.
Absolutely. Time is a precious commodity for everyone, of course.
Yeah.
But, as wealth grows, so do responsibilities and opportunities. And so time is even more of the essence.
Yeah.
And that's why we see, the rise of luxury concierge services like American Express Centurion, those personalized banking services, because it speaks to that need for seamless time-saving solutions.
Right. You've got like a personal assistant on call 24/7 to take care of things.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got exclusivity, we've got time. What are some of the other factors that drive, the purchasing decisions of high net worth individuals?
Yeah, the article mentioned a couple more.
Okay.
Status and legacy
Okay.
play a significant role.
Okay.
For many affluent individuals, purchases are about more than just the product itself. It represents a statement about their achievements, their aspirations, even their values.
Right, like driving a Tesla, for instance.
Exactly.
It's not just a car. It's a statement about innovation and sustainability and being like ahead of the curve.
They brilliantly position their electric cars as status symbols for the eco-conscious elite.
Yeah.
So they tapped into that desire to project an image of forward-thinking success.
So it's about aligning your product or service with the values and aspirations of your market.
Absolutely.
And speaking of aligning, the article also talked about risk aversion.
Yes.
And this being, in a time when the world feels kind of volatile.
Right.
There seems to be a real shift toward investments that hold their worth.
Absolutely. The wealthy are looking for stability and lasting value. And I thought it was really interesting, the article cited the Knight Frank Wealth Report, and they found that there was a 48% increase in ultra-high net worth individuals investing in tangible assets like real estate and art in 2023.
Wow, that's huge.
Huge jump.
Yeah.
And it really reinforces the idea that affluent individuals are making calculated choices. They aren't just spending lavishly. They're prioritizing quality, longevity, and peace of mind.
Right. So that concept of value retention is really interesting.
It is.
How can someone, even if they don't have millions to invest, how can they apply that principle
That's a great question.
to their business
Right.
or the products they sell?
The article dives into 4 key strategies
Okay.
that I think offer some valuable insights.
Right.
First and foremost is building trust through expertise.
Okay.
So you need to be able to demonstrate a deep understanding of your product or service
Right.
and be able to articulate its value clearly.
So you're not just a salesperson, you're almost like a trusted advisor. Just
Exactly.
like a financial advisor at UBS.
Exactly.
They gain trust by offering data-driven insights
Mm-hmm.
and showcasing their deep understanding of these, complex financial products.
Right.
And another really powerful tool is what we call social proof. Social proof. Now, I think a lot of people have heard of that term,
Right.
but they might not fully understand what it means.
Right. So social proof is a psychological phenomenon
Okay.
where people are more inclined to do something if they see others,
Right.
especially those they admire or trust,
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So think back to Airbnb's early days.
Okay.
They actually secured funding by showcasing their platform's traction
Oh, okay.
to affluent investors.
Right. So they have proof of concept.
Proof of concept, yeah.
Okay.
And even things like testimonials and reviews
Yeah.
on your website can be forms of social proof.
Right. So even if you're a small business just starting out,
Right.
you can still leverage that concept
Yeah.
of, look, other people have bought into what I'm offering.
Yeah.
It works. It's legitimate.
And it ties back into that idea of building trust,
Right.
which is essential when you're selling to anyone,
Mm-hmm.
but especially to a discerning, affluent audience.
Okay. So we've got building trust, social proof. What's the next strategy?
So the second one focuses on creating those exclusive experiences we talked about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It's about going beyond just the product or service
Okay.
and crafting something truly unique and personalized.
Okay.
So think custom tailoring, private viewings, or, those surprise destination trips.
Oh, yeah. I read about that in the article about
Okay.
those.
The surprise trips.
Yeah.
Those black tomato offers.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Right. And it really aligns with what Bain Company
Okay.
reported. A whopping 65%
Wow.
of luxury spending is now driven by experiences.
Okay.
So it's not just about owning things anymore. It's about creating memories.
Right.
Having these, once-in-a-lifetime adventures.
And to really drive that home, there's that element of exclusivity, right? Like, not everybody can have it.
Absolutely.
So it's like, those invitation-only sales?
Yes.
Oh,
That brands like Hermes host.
Right.
Like the harder it is to get, the more desirable it becomes.
Absolutely. By restricting access and creating that sense of privilege,
Mm-hmm.
you tap into a very powerful psychological trigger
Right.
that elevates the perceived value of your offering.
Yeah. It's funny because that applies to everything.
It does.
Whether you're trying to, get a Birkin bag or you're trying to get a seat at some like exclusive industry event.
Exactly.
The more exclusive it is,
Mhm.
the more we want it.
The more desirable it is.
Okay, so we've got building trust, creating exclusive experiences.
Mm-hmm.
What's the third strategy?
The third is that emphasizing discretion and security.
Right, because privacy is paramount for this segment, right?
Yeah.
They don't want their information broadcast to the world.
Absolutely. Discretion is a sign of true luxury.
Yeah.
It's that old saying, if you have to ask the price, you can't afford it.
Right.
And it goes beyond just financial matters.
It
Yeah.
applies to every aspect of interacting with affluent clients.
Yeah.
They want to feel secure in knowing that their information is handled with the utmost care.
Yeah.
Confidentiality.
That's how Swiss banks built their whole reputations.
Yeah.
We're so secure,
We're
so
so-
discreet.
Yeah.
Your information is safe with us.
Think about Credit Suisse.
Yeah.
Built their whole brand around that promise.
Okay, so we've got building trust, creating exclusive experiences, emphasizing discretion.
Yes.
What is the final strategy?
So the fourth, and perhaps the most relevant in today's world,
Okay.
is leveraging digital platforms.
Okay.
It's not enough to just have a website.
Mm-hmm.
You need to create a seamless,
Yeah.
high-quality
Right.
online experience that meets the expectations
Right.
of affluent consumers.
And McKinsey found that a staggering 80% of luxury sales are influenced by online interaction.
80%.
That's huge.
It is huge.
Okay.
And companies like Sotheby's Realty are really leading the way.
Right.
They're using virtual tours, AI-driven personalization,
Mhm.
all of these digital tools to create truly engaging experiences for affluent buyers.
So they're not even having to leave their home.
Imagine being able to tour
Right.
a multi-million-dollar mansion
Yeah.
from the comfort of your own home,
Yeah.
complete with personalized recommendations.
That's the future of luxury shopping.
It really is.
Wow.
And it just highlights the need to embrace digital innovation if you want to connect with this demographic.
Okay, so we've got a lot here.
We do.
We've got understanding the affluent mindset.
Yeah.
We've got building trust,
Yes.
crafting these really unique experiences, emphasizing discretion,
Right.
and then the crucial role of digital platforms.
Absolutely.
But how does this all play out in the current economic climate, you know? Where everybody's concerned about inflation, you've got the concerns about sustainability.
Absolutely.
And then you've got this whole rise of, digital currencies like crypto.
Right.
I mean, the landscape is changing
The landscape is changing constantly.
all the time.
And that's where adaptability becomes key. And the article points to 3 key areas
Okay.
that are particularly relevant right now.
Okay.
The first is sustainability.
Okay.
We're seeing a growing awareness
Yeah.
among the wealthy of the impact their consumption has
Right.
on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And so brands that champion ethical and sustainable practices are gaining a real advantage.
Like Patagonia, for instance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it goes beyond just environmental concerns.
Yeah.
It's about social responsibility.
Okay.
Supporting brands that align with their values.
Right. So it's not just here's the product, buy it. It's here's what we stand for.
That's right, yeah.
Okay. So what about the elephant in the room?
Right.
Inflation.
Yeah.
How can we address the concerns?
So that's where the second area comes in, focusing on inflation-resistant assets.
Okay.
With economic uncertainty looming,
Yeah.
the wealthy are seeking investments
Yeah.
that hold their value over time.
Right. So things that traditionally have held their value.
Precisely.
Like, rare watches, art,
Real estate.
real estate.
In fact, the Knight Frank report actually noted a 16% rise
Wow.
in luxury home prices in 2022.
Even with the downturn.
Despite the overall economic slowdown,
Wow.
it suggests that affluent buyers are seeking a safe haven
Right.
for their wealth,
Yeah.
and they're willing to pay a premium for it.
Okay. And last but not least,
Right.
we have to address these digital wealth trends.
You're talking about the rise of cryptocurrency and NFTs.
Exactly. Which I know for a lot of people, it's like this whole new world,
It is a new world for a lot of people.
but we can't ignore it.
We can't.
It's having a huge influence, especially with, the more tech-savvy, affluent individuals.
Absolutely.
So how do we kind of like address that in our approach?
Well, you see platforms like Christie's have successfully tapped into this market, selling a Beeple NFT for a staggering $69 million.
$69 million for a digital artwork.
I know, it's mind-blowing.
It's crazy.
But it shows you that this is a real market,
Yeah.
and it's only going to continue to grow.
Yeah, that's incredible.
It is.
I'm really enjoying this conversation, I have to say.
It's been a fascinating discussion so far.
Yeah, we've covered so much already,
We have.
From understanding the affluent mindset to all these complexities of today's economic landscape. I think before we move on, it might be helpful to just kind of revisit some of those case studies that we talked about
Okay.
and see how all these strategies play out in real life.
Right.
Let's start with Tesla.
Okay, so Tesla, as we discussed, has brilliantly positioned their electric cars as status symbols for eco-conscious millionaires.
Yeah.
They've leveraged innovation narratives and sustainability as key selling points to tap into the aspirations of their target market.
And then you've got Rolex.
Yes, the classic example of exclusivity.
Yeah. And have you seen the waiting list for a Daytona?
I know, it's legendary.
It's incredible.
It really is.
Yeah,
They've mastered that whole...
Textbook example
Yeah.
of how perceived value can drive demand.
Yeah.
And then, let's not forget the insights from Bain Company and McKinsey. Their reports really reinforce the trends that we've discussed, experiential spending, personalization, and that crucial role of digital engagement in luxury markets.
This is pure gold.
It is.
We're getting like a master class here. Before we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Okay.
are there any key takeaways that you'd like to emphasize? Absolutely. I think the overarching message here is that selling to the wealthy demands empathy, expertise, and adaptability.
Okay.
It's about understanding their unique motivations,
Right.
building trust and providing value, that aligns with their evolving needs and aspirations.
So it's not about their net worth. It's about understanding their aspirations.
Exactly. You said it perfectly.
And adapting to that.
And adapting to that.
Okay, this has been incredibly insightful.
It has.
We're going to take a short break.
Right.
But when we come back, we'll delve even deeper into the nuances of this fascinating market.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned.
All right.
Welcome back. We've been talking about all these amazing strategies, for connecting with affluent individuals. But I'm curious about the potential pitfalls.
Yeah.
What are some common misconceptions or mistakes that people make when they're trying to sell to this market?
That's a really important question to consider. One of the biggest traps is assuming all wealthy people are the same.
Right.
It's a diverse group
Yeah.
with a wide range of interests, values, motivations.
Or it's be like saying all millennials love avocado toast. You can't paint everyone with the same brush.
Yeah. You can't rely on stereotypes.
Right.
Or make sweeping generalizations, just like any other market segment.
Right.
You need to take the time to understand your target audience,
Yeah.
their specific needs, and what genuinely resonates with them.
So personalization is key.
Personalization is key.
Don't just treat them like a walking dollar sign.
Exactly.
Right.
Another common mistake is overemphasizing the price.
Okay.
Remember, affluent buyers are often more concerned with value than with getting a bargain.
Right.
They're willing to pay a premium for quality,
Yeah.
exclusivity, exceptional service.
They're investing in an experience.
Exactly.
It's not just about the product.
So instead of focusing on price, highlight the unique benefits
Yeah.
and the long-term value that you offer.
Okay. That makes sense.
Another pitfall is being too pushy or aggressive
Right.
in your sales approach.
Okay.
Remember, affluent individuals are accustomed to being courted,
Right.
not pressured.
Right.
They value discretion and a more subtle approach.
Yeah, it's more about building a relationship than closing a deal.
Exactly. Patience and building trust are really essential.
Like any relationship.
Like any relationship, exactly.
You got to nurture it
That's right.
and let it, grow.
And finally, don't underestimate the importance of authenticity.
Okay.
Affluent buyers are savvy,
Yeah.
and they can spot a phony a mile away.
Oh, yeah.
So be genuine, be yourself,
Yeah.
and focus on building a real connection.
And that advice is good no matter who you're selling to.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We've talked a lot about the strategies and the mindset,
Mm.
but I think it's also important to address the ethical considerations involved in selling to the wealthy.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of talk these days about income inequality
Right.
and responsible consumption. So how do we navigate those issues?
That's a really crucial point,
Yeah.
and one that I think we should all be mindful of. First and foremost, transparency. Honesty are paramount. Be upfront about your pricing, your products,
Yeah.
your business practices.
Don't try to take advantage of someone just because they have money.
Exactly.
Right.
And be mindful of the potential impact of your products
Okay.
or services. Are you contributing to a more sustainable,
Right.
equitable future?
Yeah. Are you selling another gas-guzzling SUV?
Exactly.
Or are you offering a solution?
Are you offering solutions that promote sustainability,
Yeah.
responsible consumption?
Right.
So it's about aligning your offerings with this sense of social responsibility.
And remembering that selling to the wealthy doesn't mean ignoring everyone else.
Absolutely. It's about finding that balance, and ensuring that your business practices are inclusive
Right.
and benefit society as a whole.
Okay, this is giving me a lot to think about.
Good.
Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about the future.
Okay.
Selling to the wealthy.
Right.
What are some trends on the horizon
Yeah.
that you think are going to shape this market in the years to come?
One of the biggest trends is the continued rise of experiential luxury,
Okay.
which we touched on earlier.
Yeah.
Affluent individuals are increasingly seeking these unique experiences,
Okay.
personalized adventures,
Yeah.
memories that last a lifetime.
So we're talking about luxury travel.
Luxury travel,
Bespoke events.
bespoke events,
Curated cultural experiences.
curated cultural experiences.
Okay.
And with advancements in technology,
Yeah.
we're going to see even more innovative
Hmm.
and immersive experiences emerge.
So like Give me an example.
Imagine virtual reality tours of historical sites,
Wow.
personalized art exhibitions curated by AI,
Okay.
or even personalized wellness retreats tailored to your DNA.
That sounds like a sci-fi movie.
I know, right? The possibilities are pretty incredible.
Wow. So the bar for creating these really unique experiences is going to get even higher.
Yeah, it is.
What other trends are you seeing?
Another major trend is the growing emphasis on sustainability
Okay.
and ethical consumption,
Mm-hmm.
particularly among younger generations
Okay.
of affluent individuals. They're demanding transparency,
Mm-hmm.
responsibility,
Okay.
and a commitment to making a positive impact
Right.
from the brands that they support.
So it's aligning your wealth with your values.
Aligning your wealth with your values, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this trend will drive innovation
Okay.
and create opportunities for businesses that embrace those values.
Okay, so give me an example.
So think plant-based luxury goods,
Okay.
sustainable fashion, impact investing.
I love that.
Yeah,
It's like making money and making a difference at the same time.
exactly.
Yeah.
And finally, we can't forget the continued rise of digital platforms and technologies. I mean, we're going to see even more sophisticated uses of AI,
Right.
personalized marketing,
Okay.
and those virtual experiences catered to affluent consumers.
It's like that whole metaverse concept
the
where those lines are becoming more and more blurred.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is going to create a whole new landscape
Right.
for connecting
Yeah.
and engaging affluent individuals.
This is all so fascinating.
It is. It's an exciting time to
Yeah.
be in this space.
Yeah, I feel like we've only just like scratched the surface of this topic.
We have, but I think we've covered a lot of important ground today.
Yeah.
We've, talked about understanding the affluent mindset,
Mm-hmm.
building trust, creating those exclusive experiences, navigating the ethical considerations
Right.
of selling to this unique market.
Yeah, and we've touched on some really exciting trends
We have.
that are shaping the future.
It's a dynamic and constantly evolving space.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to be fascinating to see how it all unfolds in the years to come.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what the future holds.
You too.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
But before we wrap up entirely,
Okay.
I would love to just get your final thoughts on what the listener should take away.
Sure.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the world of selling to the wealthy.
It's been a great conversation.
As we've been talking, I've been thinking about how all this applies to someone who's just starting out. Maybe an entrepreneur with a great idea,
Right?
or a small business owner who's trying to, reach a more affluent clientele.
Yeah,
And it can feel pretty daunting, to be honest.
absolutely. It's easy to get overwhelmed especially when you consider
Yeah. Right.
the scale and resources that some of these luxury brands have.
Right.
But the good news is a lot of the principles
Yeah.
that we've discussed are applicable,
Okay.
regardless of the size of your business.
Okay.
It all begins with understanding your ideal client
Okay.
and crafting a value proposition that genuinely speaks to their aspirations.
Okay. So break that down for me.
Okay.
What advice would you give to someone who might be feeling a little intimidated
Yeah.
by this whole prospect of selling to the wealthy?
First and foremost, I'd say don't be afraid to dream big.
Okay.
Don't limit yourself based on your current circumstances.
Okay.
Remember Airbnb?
Yeah.
They started with a simple idea,
Right.
renting out air mattresses on their floor.
Right.
And through, a lot of hustle and determination,
Yeah.
they're connected with affluent investors
Mm-hmm.
who believed in their vision.
It's incredible how far they've come,
It is.
from such humble beginnings.
Oh.
But they had that clear vision
They had the vision,
of what they were creating.
and they were able to articulate that
They were able to articulate it.
to the right people.
Okay, that's inspiring.
Yeah.
So what's your second point?
So the second point is focus on building authentic relationships.
Okay.
Networking is key,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not about, schmoozing or trying to be someone you're not.
Right.
It's about finding genuine points of connection
Right.
and building rapport
Okay.
with people who share your passion
Mm-hmm.
and understand the value you offer.
Okay, so where do you even begin with that?
Yeah.
Like, are there specific places or events where you can connect with these people?
There absolutely are.
Okay.
Think industry conferences, charity galas, art exhibitions,
Right.
even exclusive online communities or forums.
Okay.
Do your research.
Yeah.
Find those platforms
Yeah.
where your ideal client is likely to spend their time.
Right.
The key is to be strategic and focus your efforts
Right.
on the places where you're most likely to connect with your target audience.
That makes sense. But then, okay, so you're at the event
Right.
or you've connected with someone online.
Right.
What's the best way to approach them?
Yeah.
Do you just jump right into a sales pitch?
Definitely not.
Okay.
Remember, it's all about building relationships.
Okay.
So start by asking questions.
Okay.
Listen attentively
Mm-hmm.
and look for that common ground.
Right.
Show genuine interest in their passions, their
Mm.
challenges, what they're looking for.
People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, it's about establishing that human connection first and foremost.
Right.
And then as you build that rapport,
Yeah.
you can gradually introduce your business
Okay.
and how you can help them achieve their goals.
Okay.
But never underestimate the power of simply being a good listener
Right.
and demonstrating genuine interest
Okay.
in the person that you're talking to.
So it's more about planting seeds
Yes.
and nurturing those relationships.
Nurturing those relationships over time.
Over time.
Yeah, rather than going for that hard sell.
Right. Playing the long
Playing the long game, exactly.
Right.
And remember, even if someone doesn't become a client immediately,
Right.
they might refer you to someone who will.
Right.
Networking is about building a web of connections,
Yeah.
not just chasing individual transactions.
Right. Right.
So be patient, provide value,
Mm-hmm.
and let those relationships unfold organically.
Okay. I like that.
And as you gain experience
Yeah.
and build a track record of success,
Mm-hmm.
you'll naturally attract more affluent clients
Right.
who are looking for the expertise
Mm-hmm.
and personalized service that you offer.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. I
Oh.
feel like I have a much better grasp
Yeah.
of how to approach this whole market,
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
even if I'm not a millionaire myself.
All right. Remember, it's not about mimicking their lifestyle.
Right.
It's about understanding their motivations,
Mm.
building that trust,
Right.
and providing value
Mm.
that aligns with their aspirations.
And staying true to yourself and your own values.
Absolutely.
This has been a fantastic deep dive.
It has been.
Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us.
My pleasure.
And to our listeners, we hope you've enjoyed this exploration into the world of selling to the wealthy.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Remember, success in this market is not about luck or privilege.
That's right.
It's about strategy,
Mm.
empathy,
Yeah.
and a commitment to excellence.
Absolutely.
We'll be back next time with another deep dive into a fascinating topic.
Sounds good.
Until then, keep exploring,
Yeah.
keep learning,
Keep learning.
and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Absolutely.